performance from the Indian bowlers? Have you know that this kind of a thing will happen? Because one of the bowlers is very new, the Harshit Rana.
Well, I played IPL with him, so I kind of know what he's got. But no, I think obviously a good day to be a fast bowler. I think both teams with the ball in hand bowled a lot of good stuff and a lot of good balls, and obviously a fair bit in the wicket, bit of swing, some sideways movement and some good pacing and carry. So the game's very much in fast forward. And yeah, I think both teams bowled fairly well today.
Mitch, you played in the other 4 tests here where the average first innings has been about 450. I think what was demonstrably different about that pitch compared to the other ones you've seen here?
Not a whole lot, I don't think. I mean, it might have been a bit more sideways movement. Again, you're testing my memory here. So, yeah, I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I don't know if they were very different wickets to all the test matches. I think it was a fair bit of good bowling today. Obviously, there was enough in the wicket, and probably felt it was a hard ball wicket when the ball started to get a little bit softer towards the back end of that Indian innings. It probably didn't do as much. It still was enough there, but didn't do as much as the brand new hard ball. So I guess that's something for teams to take in the second innings. If you can get through the testing period, it does get slightly easier. That being said, the outfield's quite slow, so that probably made runs a bit hard to come by. That's probably the slowest outfield we'd seen over in the West for a long time.
Mitch, what's the mood like in the rooms when those wickets are tumbling as quickly as they were?
There wasn't many where I was, so it is what it is. That's cricket. Wickets happen. Business as usual, and we'll come out tomorrow and try and get as close to that total as we can. But yeah, you're allowed to bowl good balls, and both teams did that today.
Mitch, just further to the pitch, and also obviously there's a bit of talk about how the Kookaburra ball has been different the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, do you think it is generally getting, better for bowlers, harder for batters in Australia? Like, do you think today's part of a trend?
I don't know how many ways you can skin a cat. The bowlers are allowed to bowl good balls. Sometimes there's a lot spoken about when there's a lot of runs. It's like, oh, the bowlers bowl badly. When there's wickets, the wickets are tough. You're allowed to bowl good balls. Maybe credit should go to both teams of bowlers. And sure, there's plenty in the wicket when you put it in the right area, and it was hard work for batting. But as I said, you're allowed to bowl good balls, and there's plenty of those today.
And just on Boomerang, obviously, that release point, letting go of the ball maybe 30 centimetres ahead of a lot of bowlers. I mean, how batters talk about it as a challenge. You as a bowler see that as an advantage. A lot of guys wish they'd have.
Maybe. He's obviously got a fair bit of hyperextension in that elbow, and does things a lot of actions won't let you do. So there's no surprise that he's been a fantastic bowler across the formats for a long time. And again, his skills were on show today as to how good he is. So yeah, I'm sure there's something in that release point that's significant to his action. It's something a lot of people can't do. So I'm certainly not going to go and try it. I'll probably snap.
Mitchell, do you think that the wicket will settle down in the second innings?
There's some cracks out there, so I wouldn't imagine so, no.
Just on the Mitch Marsh wicket, it looked like Mohammad Siraj's shoe came off when he bowled. Was that something Mitch mentioned when he came off, or was that the reason he kind of stood there for a minute?
No, I think it was more about whether the catch had carried or not. He did mention the shoe, but it wasn't it certainly didn't distract him. I think Marnus made more of it than Mitch did.
Right, okay, yeah. What was it, and just kind of on that, was it like it looked quite tense there for a period? Did you kind of get a bit of that when you were batting?
Test cricket, yeah.
You mentioned the surface didn't feel any different to previous games here. Did you have to do anything different with your lengths, given there was a little bit more sideways there, or just put it in the areas you normally do here?
Pretty much that. I think we know coming to the West, or if we're playing at the Gabba, they're places that you need to pitch the ball up and encourage driving, and we know there's more pace and bounce on certainly those two grounds. So that was true again today. I think both teams did that very well to to encourage the shots and bring in the edges, and there were catches taken. So, yeah, I don't think the approach to bowling has changed too much when we've come here. We know what we need to do.
Mitch, you bowled a lot with Harshit Rana, in KKR days. So were you surprised the way he bowled today, or it was all okay? You knew that he can bowl with the red cherry also. How was it to see him bowling, and especially that Travis Head wicket?
Yeah, it was a good ball. Yeah, I've only seen him with the white ball, so I haven't seen any of his longer format stuff. But yeah, he bought some good stuff. Obviously, I saw him through the IPL last year, and the ball to Trav was another good ball today. So I'm sure that's one he'll cherish as his first wicket.
On KL Rahul's dismissal, do you think there were a lot of talks about that dismissal? Do you think there was conclusive evidence that third umpire overturned on-field umpire's decision?
Obviously, he got to overturn. So yeah, I thought it was regulation. The sound it made, the timing of it, I thought it was just a regulation wicket. And obviously the footage showed that, which was why it was overturned.
Mitch, did you honestly, your team expected such kind of comeback? What happened with India recently against New Zealand, and then getting bowled out for just 150 runs? Many of the senior players missing. This kind of comeback on the first day for Test match?
That was a completely different series, different conditions, different teams. So yeah, that was entertaining to watch that series unfold. But we know how good a team India are, and that's shown today. After I thought we bowled quite well and perhaps an under-par score, and they've come out and matched us with the ball. So no, I wouldn't say it was a surprise. We know the skill they've got in that team with bat and ball, and they showed that with the ball today.
Thanks, everyone.